We are here with Dr. Scott. What are we doing here
Hey
today?
gang. Well, today we're making Dr. Scott's famous raw chocolate milk.
Yay.
So I have all the ingredients out. I don't use all of these ingredients every time, but what you can do is play with them, mix and match to your taste, see what you like. But basically I'm going to put in a whole bunch of stuff so you can see what your choices are and we can go from there. So the main first ingredient is a raw Thai coconut. You can get these at Whole Foods. You can get them in some Asian markets. There's a real art to opening these up. First you want a hatchet. You want to be very careful with these. Be careful with your hands. I figured out a great way for opening these that is pretty unique. What I do is I use the tip of the hatchet and I go around. You really want to get your hand out of the way. I make a big circle around the outside of the coconut. So it takes about 5 or 6 nice big chops. And there you go. Pops it right open. There's the coconut.
Nice.
You're going to take all the coconut milk, pour it into there. I forgot to take a spoon. You definitely want to get all the coconut meat. So you scooped out the coconut meat from here. Be careful, once in a while you get little chunks of the coconut itself, the pulp. You go around the inside, you scoop it out. All that in.
Wow.
Great protein in there. Okay, we're all set. The next thing we take a tablespoon of raw almond butter. Now if you like, you can make your own almond milk by soaking almonds overnight, mixing them up in the Vitamix, and you can add some vanilla and some spices to that. Sometimes if you're busy, it's just easier to just take a big tablespoon of raw almond butter and add it into that. The next thing, one of the main ingredients, is your raw cacao. That's what makes it chocolatey and smooth. I like my stuff real chocolatey, so we use 3 big scoops of it. Next ingredient I like is hemp seeds, organic shelled hemp seeds. And there's something about the hemp seeds that when you mix it up, that actually makes it really smooth and chocolatey, like the kind of chocolate milk you grew up with. Next,
And the raw cacao was the nibs? Or the powder?
The raw cacao with the nibs.
Very nice.
But now we're going to add the raw chocolate powder.
Wow.
Love raw chocolate powder. Put a nice big scoop of that in there. So we use both of them. Next we take the maca powder. One nice big scoop of maca powder. You can get yourself organized with all this. We actually just found some nice glass tubs with a plastic top, and get yourself a little label maker, put what your things on, put them all in the refrigerator, get yourself real organized so it doesn't take real long to do this. Next we put in a scoop of raw hemp protein. This way you're getting all the protein that you need. There's a few different brands. This is one that we use. Next I take 3 MEDJOOL dates. You pop out the seed. You can also use agave nectar. If you don't want it quite as sweet, I like the taste of the ones with the dates. Okay, those are the main ingredients for that. Next, you can play with raw frozen fruit. We use organic frozen cherries. Who doesn't love chocolate with cherries? Chocolate and cherry flavor, just absolutely outrageous. So you put in a big handful of cherries, and nothing better for you than berries. Sometimes we use blueberries. Sometimes I throw in a banana. I don't always love it with the banana. Sometimes it makes it a little too sweet. But that's where you mix and match it. You play with it with your taste. You see what you like. But I love chocolate and cherry, so I go there. Let's see what we got here. Okay, next is spicing it up. Spicing it up, you could use a little dash of vanilla, maybe a teaspoon. Gives it a nice flavor. I personally love Indian spices, so we put a little bit of cardamom in. And again, mix and match, play with it with your taste. A little ginger, I'm going to put all of it in just so you can see what I use, but make it work for you. A little bit of cinnamon. Again, we use all organic ingredients. Everything in this is organic and raw. Nutmeg, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cloves, and every once in a while we actually put a little bit of cayenne pepper in. It makes it a little hot, and in some way it actually is really good for you, but because by making it a little hot, it slows you down from drinking it, or else you drink this whole thing and you just gulp it down. You can't stop drinking it. It tastes so good. Then from there, we add the ingredients from our Elements for Life company. We put in a little bit of Refinify, which is the new greens powder they have. Absolutely outrageous. Use a tablespoon of that. You can add a little bit of blue-green algae, maybe a little tablespoon of that. And again, I don't always put all this stuff in every day, so you want to mix and match. Cordyceps, which is their new mushroom powder, put a little bit of that. Then I might also put in some, what's the other greens?
Which is the what?
The other
Marine
green.
phytoplankton.
The marine phytoplankton is outrageous in there. I'm out of that, but I would put a big squirt of that in. Next, you add a big handful of ice. So in order to make this really work for you, you really need a Vitamix. You can do it in a high-speed blender, but there's nothing like Vitamix. Since I bought my Vitamix, I literally use it every single day of my life. The thing paid for itself in no time. It's a high-speed blender made of this high-tech stuff, and it has a lifetime guarantee. You'll never need another blender. Then we fill it up to the top of water. So basically this recipe is good for 64 ounces.
Wow.
So I fill it up to the top, because the first thing my wife does when she gets out of bed is say, "Where's my chocolate milk?" First thing my son does when he gets out of bed is say, "Where's my chocolate milk?" So we put it on. Now what we want to do, the whole trick to this is chopping up the chocolate nibs enough that it blends and gets smooth in with the ingredients. If you don't chop it up enough, you get big clumps of the chocolate at the bottom. That's not what you want. So for at least 2 or 3 minutes, you want to blend it on like a medium speed so it chops all that chocolate up. Now that's going to take just for 2 or 3 minutes or less.
And that sets overnight. That's okay.
Sometimes I make it at night so that when I get up in the morning it's already made. I have some glass containers that I fill up, but this container never makes it through the day to the next day. Between myself, my wife, and my son, this is usually gone by lunchtime. Take it on high for a few seconds. And we have a test subject here who's going to taste our famous chocolate milk.
Superhero.
One of our superheroes, Leron.
Now, what do you call this drink?
This is Dr. Scott's famous chocolate milk. And
Raw
what I would say is I have been having this for breakfast almost every day now for almost 2 years. And there's so much superfoods in here. And by using the Vitamix, it chops it all up and pre-digests it and it makes it so easy to digest in your system. There's so many nutrients, there's so much protein, there's so many amino acids, trace minerals, everything you need. Oh, and I did forget to put one other thing in. I would normally put a big handful of goji berries in also. And I'm actually going to get some and throw those in. And that really adds to it also, the trace minerals, amino acids. I have a glass of that for breakfast, maybe 12, 16 ounces. When I get to my office, when I have a break at my office, I have another glass of it. And that usually lasts me until lunchtime. And it's so nourishing. I'm not hungry. It cleans you out. It's fabulous. It's a great way to go.
Now let's taste.
Give it a try. Wow. It's awesome. It's the best chocolate shake ever.
There you have it.
Anybody else want to try it?
Yes.